Let me tell you something today. When life gets hard, when everything around you starts to fall apart, and when you start to ask, why me, God? I want you to remember this. God didn't put you there to break you. He put you there to build you. You see, we often pray for strength, but when God sends us a storm, we complain about the rain. We ask for growth, but when He plants us in the dark soil of difficulty, we cry about being buried. But listen to me, you are not buried, you are planted. Every challenge you face is a classroom, and every pain is a teacher. God is not punishing you, He is preparing you. The reason you're facing pressure right now is because He's shaping your purpose through your pain. You may not see it today, but one day you'll look back and say, if I hadn't gone through that, I wouldn't have become who I am. So don't curse the struggle. Don't run from the fire, because God only refines gold in the hottest flames. When God puts you in a difficult situation, it's never to destroy you. It's to develop you. Every challenge you face is not a punishment, it's preparation. Sometimes life throws you into places that feel uncomfortable, uncertain, and painful. You may feel like everything is going wrong, like the ground beneath your feet is shaking, like you're being tested beyond your limits. But listen closely, difficulty is not your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. It's the fire that forges your strength, the storm that strengthens your roots, and the mountain that builds your muscles. Think about how a seed becomes a tree. The seed is buried deep underground, in darkness, surrounded by dirt and pressure. From the outside, it looks like the end, but it's actually the beginning. Without being buried, that seed would never grow roots. Without pressure, it would never break open. In the same way, when God allows you to go through dark moments, He's not burying you. He's planting you. He's giving you the conditions you need to grow, even if you can't see it yet. The darkness that scares you is the same darkness that gives birth to your destiny. In your daily life, difficulties often show up in unexpected ways. Maybe it's the job that didn't work out, the friend who betrayed you, the dream that didn't unfold the way you thought it would. You pray, you plan, you do everything right, and still it seems like everything is falling apart. But here's the truth. Sometimes things have to fall apart so something greater can fall into place. You can't see the bigger picture when you're standing inside the frame. What looks like a setback today might actually be a setup for something incredible tomorrow. Remember the butterfly. Before it can fly, it has to struggle inside the cocoon. That struggle looks painful, but it's necessary. If you were to cut the cocoon early, trying to help the butterfly, it would never gain the strength in its wings to fly. The resistance is what builds its ability to soar. The same applies to you. Without resistance, there is no strength. Without pressure, there is no power. Without difficulty, there is no development. God is not trying to make you comfortable. He's trying to make you capable. Every challenge you face is a classroom where life teaches you something new. When you go through loss, you learn how to appreciate what truly matters. When you face failure, you learn humility and patience. When you deal with disappointment, you learn how to trust the timing of your journey. Difficulty is not there to stop you, it's there to shape you. The best lessons in life often come wrapped in pain. And the people who shine the brightest are usually the ones who've walked through the darkest valleys. Think about the moments in your life when you grew the most. It wasn't during easy times. It was when you had to fight through confusion, when you had to push through fear, when you had to keep going even when everything told you to quit. You didn't just survive those moments, you transformed through them. You discovered strength you never knew you had. That's what God does. He uses difficulty as the tool to reveal your hidden power. Sometimes we ask God for strength, and He gives us struggle. We ask for wisdom, and He gives us problems to solve. We ask for courage, and He places us in situations that test our fear. It's not because He wants to hurt us. It's because He knows that real growth doesn't come from comfort. The mountain climber doesn't grow on flat ground. The diamond isn't formed in soft conditions. Every moment of pressure is a divine investment in your potential. Imagine a potter shaping clay. The clay doesn't complain. The process isn't gentle. The potter presses, molds, and spins it until it becomes something beautiful. If the clay could speak, it might say, "Why are you pushing me? Why are you stretching me? But the potter knows what the clay can become even before it does. That's how God works with you. He sees the masterpiece hidden inside the mess. When he applies pressure, it's not to destroy you, it's to design you. So the next time you find yourself in a difficult situation, instead of asking, why me? Start asking, what is this teaching me? Because every hardship holds a hidden lesson. Every closed door is an invitation to find another way. Every painful moment carries the seed of transformation. What feels like chaos is often construction. What feels like delay is often direction. You're not being held back, you're being positioned for purpose. In daily life, it's easy to forget that growth takes time. We live in a world that wants instant results, instant comfort, instant success. But God works differently. He builds strong foundations, not fast structures. The people who endure the longest are those who were willing to be tested, to be challenged, to walk through seasons of struggle with faith in their hearts. When you accept your difficulties as divine tools, you stop fighting against them and start growing through them. So don't be afraid of your storms. Don't let fear convince you that you're finished. You may be in the fire, but remember, the same fire that melts wax also hardens steel. It all depends on what you're made of. You are made of strength, of purpose, of divine energy. You were not created to crumble. You were created to conquer. The same God who allowed the storm will give you the strength to stand in it. When you understand that difficulty is a divine setup for growth, you stop seeing yourself as a victim of life and start realizing you're a student of destiny. Every challenge is shaping your character, sharpening your vision, and strengthening your spirit. One day, you'll look back and say, that situation I thought would destroy me, that's the very thing that made me. So keep going. The pain you feel today is building the power you'll need tomorrow. Trust the process. You're not just going through it. You're growing through it. Pain pushes you toward your potential. It is not your enemy, it's your awakening. It is the voice that whispers, you can do more, you can be more. When comfort tries to lull you back to sleep, every human being wants growth, but very few understand that growth never comes wrapped in comfort. It comes wrapped in challenge and heartbreak, in disappointment, in moments when you feel like giving up. Yet those very moments are the ones that transform you from ordinary to extraordinary. Pain doesn't visit to destroy you. It visits to reveal you. Think about a baby learning to walk. They fall, stumble, and cry countless times before they take their first steady step. But without falling, they would never learn balance. Without the pain of falling, they would never learn how to stand strong. That's how life teaches all of us, through the sting of experience. Pain has always been the most powerful teacher because it leaves a mark that comfort never can. When you go through something painful, a broken relationship, a loss, a failure, or a dream that didn't unfold, you feel like you've lost a piece of yourself. But in truth, you're shedding the version of you that could not carry the greatness ahead. Pain strips away your illusions and reveals what truly matters. It makes you humble, patient, and wise. It burns away ego, and from its ashes rises understanding. That's how God works. He doesn't always remove the pain, but he uses it to produce purpose. Look around in your daily life. Every successful person you admire, every strong soul you respect, every wise heart you trust, they all carry scars. You may not see them, but those scars are the silent evidence of battles fought and lessons learned. Pain pushed them to become who they are. The athlete who wins gold once pushed through exhaustion, injuries, and endless nights of doubt. The entrepreneur who built an empire once faced bankruptcy, rejection, and sleepless nights filled with fear. The parent who raises strong children once fought silent battles to keep going when life felt impossible. Behind every strong person, there is a story of struggle that taught them strength. Pain is not the end. It's the beginning of transformation. When life breaks you open, it allows new light to enter. A seed must crack before it grows. A diamond must endure pressure before it shines. A sword must pass through fire before it becomes sharp. Likewise, your potential lies dormant until pain shakes it awake. The discomfort you feel is simply the signal that your soul is expanding beyond the limits you once knew. Sometimes pain appears as loneliness. You might feel isolated, misunderstood, or unseen. But that loneliness is God's invitation for you to rediscover your own company, to build strength from within rather than relying on others for validation. Sometimes pain arrives through loss, the loss of a job, a friend, a dream. But even loss is not final. It's often a redirection, guiding you towards something better suited for your growth. You may not see it now, but one day you'll understand that everything you lost was making space for something greater to arrive. Pain also has a way of revealing your strength. You never truly know what you're capable of until life pushes you to the edge. You don't realize how strong you are until being strong becomes your only choice. Every time you've thought, I can't do this, and still did it, you discovered a deeper level of potential inside yourself. Pain exposes the strength you didn't know existed. It reminds you that you are more resilient than your fears and more powerful than your doubts in your everyday life. There are moments that feel unbearable. Maybe you're struggling financially, emotionally, or spiritually. You wake up feeling tired of fighting the same battles. But even in those moments, something inside you keeps moving, keeps breathing, keeps hoping. That something is your inner strength, your divine spark, your untapped potential. Pain doesn't just push you toward your limits, it pushes you beyond them. It forces you to evolve, to let go of what no longer serves you, and to reach for what truly matters. Think of a piece of raw iron. On its own, it's rough, dull, and unremarkable. But when placed in the hands of a skilled blacksmith, it's heated, hammered, and shaped under intense pressure until it becomes a masterpiece, a weapon, a tool, a symbol of endurance. That's what pain does to you. God is the blacksmith, and your challenges are the fire. Every strike, every flame, every spark is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable of carrying the weight of your purpose. When you begin to see pain as a divine process instead of a punishment, your perspective changes. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? You begin to understand that the very moments that broke your heart also built your character. The tears that fell from your eyes watered the soil of your soul. The sleepless nights taught you how to find peace even in chaos. The losses that shattered you made room for something more powerful to be born within you. Pain may slow you down, but it will not stop you. It may bend you, but it cannot break you, because what's inside you is unshakable. God designed you to endure, to rise, to learn, and to keep going even when it hurts. Every bruise becomes wisdom. Every scar becomes a story. Every struggle becomes strength. The pain that once made you question everything will one day be the reason you inspire others. So when life hurts, when everything feels heavy, don't run from it. Feel it, face it, and let it mold you. Trust that there's a purpose behind every ache. Because pain is not your enemy, it's your guide. It's pushing you to discover the depth of your potential, to grow into the person you were meant to become. And one day, when you've walked through the fire and come out shining, you'll realize that every ounce of pain was worth it. It was never there to destroy you. It was there to awaken the greatness inside you. You are being tested to be trusted. Every difficulty, every delay, every disappointment is not random. It's a test, not a test to expose your weakness, but to prove your strength. When God allows challenges to come your way, it's because He's preparing you for something greater. Before you can be trusted with more, you have to be tested with less. Before you can carry big blessings, you must prove that you can handle small battles. Tests are not signs of rejection, they are signs of selection. God only tests those He intends to trust. In daily life, we face tests all the time. Some are small, and some shake the very core of our faith. You might be working hard, yet opportunities seem far away. You might be giving your best in relationships, yet still feel unappreciated. You may be walking in honesty, while others who cheat seem to get ahead. In those moments, it's easy to question, why me? But those are precisely the moments that reveal your character. It's easy to stay faithful when things are smooth. Real faith is proven when everything feels uncertain. When a student is tested, it's not because the teacher dislikes them, it's because the teacher knows they're ready to move to the next level. Without the test, there's no promotion. In the same way, life will test you to see if you're ready to carry more. You may ask for success, and life tests your patience. You pray for strength, and God allows struggle. You ask for wisdom, and you face confusion. These are not punishments, they are proofs. Each test is a preparation for trust. Think about gold. Before it becomes pure, it must pass through fire. The heat burns away the impurities, leaving behind only what is valuable. The same happens in your life. The fire of difficulty burns away impatience, fear, ego, and pride. Until all that remains is your true, refined self. God tests you because he knows there's gold within you, but to bring it out, the impurities must go. If he didn't test you, you'd never discover how pure your potential truly is. Let's take a real life example. Imagine a person working diligently for years, giving their all, showing up on time, staying honest, and putting their heart into their work. Yet promotions keep passing them by. It feels unfair. But what they don't see is that this season is their test. Maybe God is watching how they handle delay, whether they'll stay faithful or become bitter. If they stay patient, if they continue to do good without losing integrity, one day, when the time is right, the opportunity will open and they'll be ready to handle it with grace. Because they passed the test, they're now trustworthy. Many people fail not because they lack talent, but because they fail the test of character. They want the blessing, but not the building. They desire the reward, but not the refinement. God doesn't give power to those who can't handle pressure. He doesn't place great responsibility in the hands of those who quit easily. Tests are the training ground for trust. The more you're tested, the more capable you become of carrying greater things. Think of a bridge before it's open to the public. Engineers test it with heavy loads, vibrations, and stress to ensure it won't collapse under real pressure. Only after passing those tests is the bridge declared safe for use. In the same way, before you can hold the weight of your destiny, God tests your structure. He sends challenges to see if your foundation is strong, if your patience is steady, and if your faith can hold under pressure. Sometimes the test comes in the form of silence. When you pray and hear nothing back, you feel forgotten, but you're not. Even teachers stay silent during the test. The silence doesn't mean absence. It means it's your time to apply what you've learned. God trusts you enough to let you stand in that silence because he knows you're capable of passing it. When you endure with faith in that quiet space, you prove that your belief is stronger than your doubt. Tests also reveal what's truly inside you. Pressure exposes priorities. When life squeezes you, what comes out? Complaints or confidence, fear or faith, anger or patience. How you respond in the test determines the kind of blessing you're ready for. If you can stay kind under criticism, if you can stay calm under stress, if you can stay grateful even in the storm, you've passed. You've shown that you're ready to handle more without losing your balance. Sometimes the test isn't about your ability, it's about your attitude. You might have the skill to succeed, but do you have the humility to stay grounded? You might have the vision to lead, but do you have the heart to serve? God will test your intentions before he releases your increase. Because the wrong heart with the right blessing can destroy everything. Every delay, every detour, every difficult situation is God checking your heart, shaping your spirit, and teaching you patience. Think of a farmer waiting for harvest. He plants the seeds, waters the field, and waits through storms and sunshine alike. He doesn't dig up the soil every day to check if the seeds are growing. He trusts the process. You too must learn to trust your process. The waiting season is not wasted. It's where your roots grow deeper. Passing the test often means staying consistent when you see no results, believing even when nothing changes, and holding faith when everything says it's over. And when you pass the test, something beautiful happens. You become someone God can trust with more. You move from being tested to being trusted. You become reliable, strong, and wise. You become the person who can handle both blessing and burden with grace. The very challenges that once made you cry will become the reasons others look up to you. So don't run from your tests, embrace them. Every test is a step toward transformation. Every challenge is shaping your destiny. God doesn't test you to watch you fall. He tests you to see you rise. The test isn't proof of his distance. It's proof of his confidence in you. He knows what's inside you, even if you don't see it yet. And when you come out of the test, stronger, wiser, and more faithful, you'll realize that the test was never meant to break you. It was meant to prove that you were ready to be trusted. Delay doesn't mean denial. When life slows down, when your plan seems stuck, and when your dreams feel out of reach, it's easy to think that maybe God has forgotten you. But delay is not a sign of denial, it's a sign of divine timing. Just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't happen. It simply means the right moment hasn't arrived. Sometimes God holds you back not because you're not ready for the blessing, but because the blessing isn't ready for you. In life, we are taught to rush. We want things fast, instant success, instant answers, instant results. But anything that comes too quickly rarely lasts. Just like fruit that ripens too early rots too soon. Blessings that come before their time can collapse under their own weight. God knows the right season for every dream, every opportunity, every relationship, every door. What seems like a delay is often His way of protecting you from premature exposure. You're not being denied. You're being developed. Think about a child asking for the keys to drive a car. The parent says, not yet. Not because they don't want the child to drive, but because they know it's dangerous before the right time. In the same way, God sometimes says, not yet, to your prayers. Not because He wants to keep you waiting forever, but because He loves you too much to let you have something before you can handle it. His wait is not rejection, it's preparation. He's shaping your character to match your calling. Look at nature for a moment. The bamboo tree takes years to show any sign of growth. For the first few years after planting, there's nothing visible above the ground. The farmer waters it faithfully, tends to it carefully, but sees no result. Then suddenly, after years of waiting, the bamboo shoots up, growing several feet in just a few weeks. What was happening all that time underground? The roots were strengthening, spreading deep to support its future height. If the farmer had given up in the second or third year, he would have missed the miracle in the fifth. Your life works the same way. Sometimes your growth is underground, invisible to the eye, but very real in your spirit. God is deepening your roots before He displays your fruit. In daily life, delay often looks like disappointment. You apply for jobs and face rejection after rejection. You pour love into someone and end up heartbroken. You work hard toward a dream and doors keep closing. But what if every rejection was redirection? What if every closed door was saving you from a path that wasn't meant for you? Sometimes God withholds what you think you want because He's preparing to give you what you truly need. You might cry over what didn't happen, but later you'll thank Him for it. You'll realize that if that door had opened, it would have led to something that wasn't aligned with your destiny. Think about the story of a traveler stuck in traffic, frustrated and late for a meeting. Minutes later, he learns there was a massive accident on the road ahead, the same road he would have been on if the traffic hadn't stopped him. The delay saved his life. That's how God works. You may see it as a setback, but He sees it as protection. Sometimes the delay is your safety. Sometimes the pause is your preservation. In everyday struggles, delay tests your patience and trust. It's easy to believe in God when everything moves according to your plan. But true faith is shown when you keep believing even when nothing moves. It's in those seasons of waiting that your faith is refined, your character is built, and your strength is revealed. When everything seems silent, when you can't see progress, that's when God is working behind the scenes the most. Seeds grow in the dark, not in the light. You can't see the roots forming, but without them, the tree would never stand tall. Imagine a sculptor working on a statue. He takes his time, chiseling every detail with patience and precision. From the outside, it looks like he's wasting time, but he knows what he's doing. One wrong move could ruin the masterpiece. You are that masterpiece, and the delay is God's way of shaping you perfectly. Every waiting season is a design phase. Every pause is a polishing process. Sometimes we try to rush what should take time. We want success overnight, healing without patience, and breakthroughs without building. God's timing is like the sunrise. You can't force it to come earlier, and yet it always arrives at the right moment. The waiting may feel long, but when it happens beautifully, powerfully, and precisely. In your daily routine, think about how much waiting teaches you. Waiting in lines, waiting for results, waiting for answers. It's uncomfortable, but it teaches you self-control. It makes you reflect. It teaches you to appreciate the outcome more deeply. If everything came instantly, you'd take it for granted. But when you wait, you learn gratitude. When you wait, you value the journey. Delay is not wasted time, it's training time. While you're waiting, God is working. He's aligning the right people, preparing the right opportunities, and clearing the wrong ones out of your path. You may not see it, but every minute of delay has purpose. You're not being punished. You're being positioned. You're not stuck. You're being set up for something greater. So, when it feels like your prayers are unanswered, hold your ground. When your dream seems far away, keep believing. When others move ahead while you're standing still, don't lose faith. Your time is coming, and it will come at the exact moment it's meant to. The delay you're enduring today is the foundation of tomorrow. When your blessing finally arrives, you'll realize why you had to wait. It wasn't denial, it was divine direction. And when that moment comes, it will make sense. The doors that once closed will open with ease. The opportunities that once felt impossible will flow naturally. You'll see that every delay had a reason. Every waiting season had wisdom, and every not yet was God saying, I'm preparing something better. Delay doesn't mean denial. It means destiny is being designed. All you have to do is trust the timing, keep your faith steady, and let patience do its perfect work. Because when it's your time, no delay can stop what's already written for you. Every no has a hidden next. In life, rejection often feels like a door slammed in your face. It feels personal, painful, and sometimes humiliating. But what if every no you've ever received was not meant to stop you, but to guide you? What if that no wasn't the end of your story, but the redirection towards something better? Sometimes God uses closed doors to push you toward the path you were always meant to walk. You might not see it now. Each no carries a hidden next, and that next is always greater than what you were holding on to. We've all faced rejection. Maybe you didn't get the job you dreamed of. Maybe the relationship you thought would last forever